We are live.
We're
What's
live.
up, everybody? How y'all doing? Good morning.
Do not disturb. Where do you see that? There it is. There it is. We are ready. There you go.
Good morning. How y'all everybody doing? We're going to get crank with the show just a second.
Oh, yes. Oh, what? Yes, this is my,
He just having a heart attack over there.
Man, this song right here, sorry.
That's what's up. Everybody come on in here real quick. We're going to get started with the show in just a second. Miss Sunshine just setting it up. In the meantime, y'all got my handsome face to look at. While we jam for a second.
Feeling all of it.
Yes. I think I did good with the music this time. Did I do all right with the music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did all right.
Man, you know what?
And I work hard on my night job.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? Come on in here. See y'all in a minute.
We not going anywhere. I'm keeping this up. That's why.
You know, yeah.
Look. Look.
Just a big dick and some money.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
He said more than big dick and money. Oh.
yes.
Okay. We gonna get steady here.
That looks good, Miss Sunshine.
Everybody in there?
I think everybody's gonna be in there.
Y'all,
Look like we kind of had a slant though, but I think that looks good.
motherfucker,
But
what?
just pull it back just a little bit. Just go straight back. Go straight back. There you
Pulling
go.
back?
Yeah,
There you
just
go.
like that.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
And I gotta go finish setting up. Because that's what happens when you're running late.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. YouTube and Facebook.
Yes.
We're gonna be starting the show in just a moment. Show title today. Show title today. Paper over people.
I got more
Paper
than
over
just
people.
a big dick and
Paper over
some
people.
money.
We about to get cranked with the show just a second.
Oh,
Hendrix is over here getting it in. Make sure you guys trip us on today. Today, May the 4th be with you. We're going to be at the after party live at the Brick House Lounge today in Arlington, Texas, 2525 East Arkansas Lane. Arlington, Texas. What is that?
Those bath bombs are so good.
Oh yeah, cool. I'm excited. Yay. Okay. We got this right here.
yeah, we supposed to put names in there,
For
but
what?
for the shots.
For the
We
shots?
can just let them know we gonna inbox you. Just meet us there. We take pictures. That's an off the air conversation.
Well, I thought we have some tickets that we have to give away, don't we?
No, we giving away shots.
No, but we got tickets to give away. I think so.
Really?
I believe so, yeah. We're gonna each show get 5 tickets.
Crossing over.
Crossing over.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, stand by.
Oh, she got a whiteboard. I see you with the upgrade. I said, I see you with the upgrade. I tried back a lag because she don't seem like she in the best mood, but that's okay.
She busy.
She focused, man. She focused. And I know she got something going on under there. Cause you know when a woman wrap their hair like that, they serious about it.
That's what she said. That's what she said. Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning and welcome to the MashThaGas Talk Radio Show. This is your boy Q, and I am here and on a great Saturday, satisfied, gratified, and ready to multiply.
Oh. Good thing I'm not.
I have the MTG crew here with me on this morning.
Look, I just realized I still have this on my head. Hold on.
Say good morning, Miss Sunshine. While you got it.
Good morning.
Miss Sunshine is still making herself up. You know, I don't know what it is about her and Mo, but it's just all about them. Oh, wow. Okay, look at you. Shake it on out then. Shake it on out. Getting it ready.
I'm trying to figure out, you know what, you could have went either way, sweetie.
Your hair smells so good, too. Yeah, you get the little woof.
Yeah, you get that little good little scent right there.
Yeah.
Right there. That smells lovely.
My boy Hendrix is here with us on this morning.
Hey, what's up, people?
Mo is parking and she'll be in just a moment. Listen, make sure you join the conversation with us at 214-717-4827. Join in the conversation. Make sure you give us some hearts and some likes and all that good stuff. What's up, the After Party Radio and YouTube? Let's get on and get started with the show. So real quick, first of all, I just want to say that I'm sick of the rain.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
think
love the
we
rain,
done
but I'm
for
like
the
about sick
weekend.
of the rain.
I think we done for the weekend.
It stormed so bad last night it woke me up out my sleep.
Really? I slept good.
I mean, I woke in, but I usually sleep good in rain.
Good.
I usually sleep good in rain, but I just could not
You
get
ain't
it
getting
together last night. I
You
was
ain't
just
getting
like, you know, he just think I may be going through a midlife crisis. We were
Mhm.
having like a little conversation. I think maybe I might be going through something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, let's go ahead and get the show started. Texas, our wonderful state of Texas, making drastic changes with the food stamp program.
Yes.
So let's talk about this real quick. I'm gonna read the article. This article came from newsbreakup.com. Also, that came from, I believe, this is clicktohouston.com, of course, which is a channel in Houston, Texas. It says a bill has been proposed. Wait a minute, then it left me. Okay, a bill has been proposed in the Texas House of Representatives aims to prohibit people receiving food stamp assistance, commonly known as Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, from purchasing energy drinks, sweetened or carbonated beverages, candy, potato or corn chips, or cookies.
And like I said before, I think they can add more to that list.
You think it should add more to the list? Now, yeah, because
I just think we as a people eat way too many processed foods. Now I'm not innocent. I love me some Doritos, and every once in a while, good rum and Coke. Have some ever.
I miss rum and Coke.
So good. Or diesel Rona and Coke, whatever.
Wow.
But we as a people eat way too many processed foods. We really need to get back to the more natural, wholesome, you know, even with our seasonings, you know, all those processed foods, they hold so many preservatives in them, you know, it's no wonder we have all these diseases. Yep. So, you know what, just, you know, garlic, salt, pepper, you know, it's amazing what you can learn if you know, season.
Yeah.
And learn about seasons.
Well, and
herbs.
And spices.
Spices.
Yeah. And well, here's the thing that I agree with the thought of the proposal. However, I think that one major factor is missing that a lot of people do not understand is when you live in an area, like we'll take DFW for example. We live in DFW. Now you take an area like Oak Cliff versus somewhere like Highlands, or you take somewhere like Frisco, where you have the availability of fresh fruits and vegetables.
Right.
In the inner city,
huge problem.
Yeah, in the inner city or lower income areas, finding fresh fruits and vegetables is a lot harder to do than if you were in an area that is more financially affluent. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna be PC. Financially affluent.
And don't get me started on being PC. I think we are way too PC as a country. Too many sensitive people.
True.
I need y'all to, you know, call it what it is. We're trying to sugarcoat shit. Because at the end of the day, it's still shit.
Well, let me tell you what I think it is. I think it's just that America has become very lazy. You know, when we were growing up, our grandma, we had gardens in the backyard. You know, you pick your stuff.
That cantaloupe came from my grandpa's garden.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those tomatoes, those jalapenos.
You know, and then your neighbors share with you.
Right.
You know, one of our neighbors we had a huge peach tree back there and pecan tree in our yard, and so you know we swapped out. You know,
did you say pecan?
Pecan.
It's pecan.
When I moved to Houston, I started saying pecan.
Is acceptable.
Yeah.
Dallas, we say pecan. Houston say pecan. Yeah. You know, I don't. You know, I lived there so long, I just kind of adopted it. Yeah. Everybody Mo's here.
As long as you don't say orange.
Not orange. No, that's orange.
In Houston, they say orange.
Yeah, they do say orange, and they say
there's
gal.
an O in the front of that.
They say gal.
Well, they say her up here, so
they say her.
Her.
Houston says her.
Yeah, her. And in Dallas, you say her.
Her.
Moving on with the show. Moving on with the show because our listeners can't hear Mo, but our viewers definitely can hear what they can't see. Okay, real quick. Now I know I added this in the show talking about the man who kept the girl in a dog cage, didn't get prison time, but I couldn't find the actual article. However, let's talk about the bus driver who admitted to raping a 14-year-old girl gets probation and no jail time.
That
This-
is insane.
This young man's name is Mr. Shane. I guess this is Pitch, P-I-C-H-E. Okay, a former bus driver who admitted to raping a 14-year-old girl will not spend any time behind bars. This has happened in Watertown, New York. The Watertown Daily reports, I guess that's their newspaper, that the 26-year-old was sentenced to 10 years of probation after pleading guilty to third-degree rape. He will also be registered as a level 1 sex offender, which is considered low risk of recommitting the crime and is not included in an online sex offender database.
That is some bull.
Well, it just depends. Who was his victim?
A
A
14-year-old
14-year-old
girl.
girl. Pass some of them cookies
Was it
down
a
here.
black victim or a white victim or a
Blow my
Hispanic victim?
cookies. You ain't give me no cookies.
She was Caucasian.
Thank you.
As was he.
Yeah.
Boy, that white on white crime is something, ain't it?
So basically, right?
Boy, they do them folks wrong, don't they? They do them
They
folks
just dog them,
wrong.
huh,
They do. We got to do better. We got to do better.
Just dog them, huh, Mo?
Mm.
You know what?
To me, that goes with the whole devaluing women.
Where is Me Too now? Me Too
Thank
got Bill Cosby locked up. It was those so-called 60 women, one of which said couldn't figure out which decade.
it happened,
You know,
yeah.
when I'm gonna roll that to my grave. But you got somebody who
Admitted to it.
now look, he got caught. This is the first time he got caught.
Mm-hmm.
He done it before.
And he a bus driver.
Yeah. With a whole bunch of kids.
With a whole bunch of kids.
That's why I know he's done it before.
Right. He just only got caught this time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So that's I was like looking at that and I said, you know what?
But you have to look at the charges. What were the charges?
Let me go back.
See,
Hold on, Mo.
they said he raped him, but what were the charges?
He
that's
got
why-
charged with third-degree rape.
See, and you got to see what first degree, the consequences are, the second degree, and third degree. Why was it third degree? Was it a plea? Was it consensual? Did she say she was actually 16, 17? You know.
But if she was 14, she had to have been middle school. And if he was a bus driver, he had to have known she was a middle school student.
Well,
14 is high school.
That's high school.
High school.
Mm-hmm.
Ninth grade, freshman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's high school.
Yeah, that's high school.
And I'm-
Even then.
no,
But baby, I got some folk who, I asked this one girl, I said, you got to be 23.
Mm-hmm.
And her mannerisms, her body, I was like, you stop eating McDonald's because you got to be 23. So I know she gets into all kind of clubs. So if some dude gets to her, has sex with her, and she's only 16, he gone.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you right now, Q, you remember the way some of them chicks were when we was in school.
We were
And
just
like,
talking about that on Facebook yesterday, right?
Yeah, we
How
had
they look older.
yeah, we had some chicks that looked a lot older than what they actually were.
And then had their
But they
25, 26-year-old boyfriends come up to the school picking
Pick
them
them
up.
up. Yep.
That's what you call a hoe.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But we know better, but allegedly.
Yeah.
You know? I'm just saying, you know, that to me that is, you know, like most of that white on white crime, they just do them so wrong.
They doing
Yeah.
so wrong.
They just do them so wrong.
They don't get
Lord.
no time.
They don't get no
just,
time.
Just like that white guy out who he was out of Atlanta. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, out of Georgia, and contacted the white girl to come to his house, and she came. Even though she's on the autism spectrum, she still came to his house voluntarily. I mean, and then had her in a dog cage.
Yeah, in a dog cage.
But y'all want to talk about R. Kelly?
But you know, and then once again, that white on white crime is horrible. He ain't getting no time.
For 2 years.
Oh yeah, I found
Yes,
it. Yeah.
yes, it was
Kept that
horrible.
girl, kept that baby in a dog cage.
They need to do better. They've got to do better.
They only gave him 10 years.
I know.
Just 10
Probation.
years.
Yeah.
See, in both cases, they didn't get time.
Mm-hmm.
This is just really, really sad. You know, white
So
on
what
white
does that
crime.
tell us about human life?
Well,
and,
that should
and
be
the
too.
life of a woman.
No. Life of a woman is very important. Look at the lady who she was killed by a cop out of Minnesota. Her family was awarded $20 million.
I was gonna say, I think it's based off of how much money your people got.
That's it. So I done
Yeah.
told y'all it's not white and black. is
about
poor and rich.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm telling you, the white kid who lives in a house with rollers on it, he ain't gonna get the same consideration as affluenza. Because if affluenza killed those 4 people in Ethan Hawke killed 4 people and got away with it, got probation for 10 years, and said and his defense was because he was
too rich to know the good
too
difference.
rich to know the difference, and they called it affluenza defense. He had money.
So because I'm poor,
Yeah. Well,
I know the value of human life, and
No.
people don't.
No.
I don't understand.
Because they have money, they
Right.
get consideration in the court system.
Right,
Mhm.
there you go.
I got-
That's broke altogether.
Oh, I got, and see, that's why I said it's not really black and white. It's rich and unrich. We got the black guy in Houston who supposedly with a shotgun killed both parents while they were sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta quit it.
Mm.
Gotta quit.
No, I'm sorry, hung jury. So they got. He had a
But
lot of money.
that's-
His father was a former NFL.
But a lot of people with that guy, because I remember that it was horrific. But they were saying that his parents were beating him. Wasn't that the reason that they had a
My
hung
mama
jury?
beat me too, but I
So
didn't
you
know
run
shotgun.
away at night.
I mean, but
You know,
we don't know like the contents of his abuse.
You know what?
I
man?
mean, now, I ain't saying I'm gonna kill my mama for whooping my
With a
behind.
shotgun?
No,
With
with
a
a
shotgun, your mama
shotgun.
and daddy?
I mean, but you never know. You know, maybe somebody put that in his head to do. You know, maybe somebody said, you know what, if somebody hurt you, hurt them back. I mean, you know, and some kids nowadays, you know, they be thinking that their parents are their enemies when you just really trying to correct them.
What about the girl who killed her grandmother because she took away her phone?
Now that right there, she a throw.
Well, see, again, that I think goes with how we're raising our youth to value things over people.
Mhm.
Exactly. I
You
agree
know,
with you.
They have their cell phones, and that's life. And I see these people that, you know, like you said, they get their cell phones taken away, and all of a sudden their world has ended. You know, my own child, you know, threatened to take the Xbox and sell it. He bust out into tears, like his grandma just died.
This one student bugged me and said, "You take my phone." I said, "Please do it because I need some days off."
Right.
Because I'm tired. I was tired. My feet was hurting. My head was hurting. And he was going to try to jump me. I said, "Please, go ahead and do it."
Oh wow.
And they go, "We got your back." I said, "Don't get my back. Just let him hit me."
Absolutely.
Well, and you know there was a story on Facebook where this little kid kicked a substitute teacher in between the legs.
Yeah.
And then they looking at the substitute teacher for reacting the way he did. But I'm sorry, if you a man and you get kicked between your legs,
There's primal
Okay,
instincts.
yeah.
You're missing the point. If you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're a child, your reaction to that should be understood.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I'm just amazed at, you know, the way people view the world, and all you have to do is put yourself in that other person's shoes. Put yourself in a victim's shoes.
I'm not even
Right.
putting myself in the victim's shoes. You know, is what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
as a
people have a
parent-
hard time distinguishing what's right and wrong.
Because they don't have a moral compass.
Exactly. So that's why you have to put yourself in the shoes of the victim.
I don't think people, younger people,
Mm-hmm.
have that capability. There's
There's
a disconnect in the synapses in the brain. I don't know where.
No,
But we need to fix it.
I mean, we understand the frontal lobe for men aren't developed fully to 26, so we understand that their behavior may be a little different. We got that. But when you're a parent and when you're a parent, you got to say yes or no, right or wrong. And see,
Right.
that's the problem with this new age, these new age people under 50. That's what I'm saying.
People under 50.
People under 50.
People
Well,
under 50,
we
bro.
That-
All y'all under
I
50.
guess we all screwed.
Because
You know, we
y'all
all
were talking about,
screwed.
y'all were
damn,
talking
bro.
about, there's a gray area. No, there's a right and wrong. Should we go through the red light? Well, if there are no other cars, no, you shouldn't go through the red light.
I'm not sitting at that red light for 5 minutes.
There you go. There you go.
Come on, but wait a
There you
minute.
go.
But
And that's
what's
why the
the-
kid is in the classroom talking about when you had put your head down and you were reading something, so that's why I was on my phone. No.
But you
Come
know
on.
what?
You're not supposed to be on
I
your
sat
phone.
at
You're not supposed to be on
I
your
sat
phone.
at that light. I backed up. I moved forward a little bit. I backed up. I moved forward a little
Was you trying to
bit.
get the signal to change?
Trying to get the signal to
Come
change.
on.
And it was 3 a.m. I was not going to sit there and let that light.
But Mo, even to take your example, Mo, then what's the purpose of a yellow light? I mean, you know, sometimes what happens is that in life, Mo,
It's caution.
it's caution, but what
In
I'm
Texas,
saying,
that means speed up.
right,
Well, yeah.
right. But what I'm saying is that yes, what you're saying is absolutely true. I think that, you know, I said it last week, there are a lot of children who have too many options. There's no, you cannot have, yes, you can have.
People have
But-
way too many options.
But what happens is, no, I'm saying children first because parents let children do too much. When we were growing up, or whatever the case is, if mama said no,
Inside or
that was
outside?
no.
Which one? Pick
You
one.
know, you know, but now it's like, okay, if you don't stop, I'm gonna take your phone from you. I mean, but then that leads them to get into more mischief.
Right.
I mean, you know, so I'm saying that, you know, in life right now, we have created through technology and through emotions so many different more options that right now right and wrong is, well, kind of in between. Like, well, if Montana did something to me, whatever case it is, then my people gonna want to do something to her. I mean, you know, but that's just the kind of reality we living in. Am I lying though? I mean, that's just the kind of reality we living in.
And then we're going to go back and forth because her people
Right,
because
her people come back to me.
Right.
I
And
mean,
then
you know,
where
that's
does
just
it end?
right.
That's
Absolutely.
the problem you're giving people. Look, this is how life is easy. You either right or wrong. And
Yeah.
then in class, they'll be like, well, no, what if? I said, have you finished the assignment? Well, yes, and I'm still working on it. What the hell? Yes, and I'm still working
That's
on
not
it.
finished.
It's either yes or no. You either pregnant or you're not. You either pee or you don't. You either go forward or you don't.
That's
and
true.
see, that's the problem. They're like, well, maybe, kind of, sort of. No, yes or no.
That's true.
That's why
That's
when
true.
I ask people a question, one, that's why I don't like talking to people on telephone.
Mm-hmm.
You really
I
are
hate it.
shady sometimes.
Two, that's why when I send you any correspondence, I'm sending it in bullet. So when you respond, you answer the damn bullets. One, because you can't write in full sentences. You grammatically, you fucking up. You splicing every damn thing. Two, I just want to get to the crux of the matter, the meat of the matter. That's all I want you to do. Answer the bullets. And then people
Mo,
get
you
mad.
sure you're not an engineer?
You know what? Stuff. My girlfriend says that all the time. My girlfriend says that all
She
the
started
time.
acting like
Yeah,
one.
because that's what and people are like, well, you're unemotional. I am. I'm only emotional about things when you don't get it the first freaking 4 times. Shit, when I explain something in technical manuals, A, if you have an A, you gotta have a B. If you gotta have a 1, you got a 2. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, Mo, I understand that because a lot of times people just don't know how to follow directions.
Oh my God.
Oh, I
People don't know how to follow
understand
directions.
that.
Like I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't understand why your phone ringing.
I don't understand like why
Because he
people.
impressed. He's impressed. He got them folk all the time. Like, hey, how you doing?
Whatever.
You all right?
What happens is I don't understand. Like if you get like black people, we huge at this. We like if we get a new cell phone, we will not read the manual, but we try to figure out how to work the damn phone by
Well,
ourselves.
now, you know, look, and I'm going back to when I had a My Touch. Anybody remember those? My
No.
Touch?
Who touched you? Who touched you?
The My Touch when that came out. You don't remember that? Anyway,
What's a
it
My
was the
Touch?
first, like, real smartphone.
You had to
And-
get something
and
that
you-
said my
and-
touch, huh?
No, that was.
You just
anyway, shut up. But it didn't really have a manual because you set it up how you wanted it. In fact, D Wade, he was the one that promoted that one. Anyway.
No wonder it didn't do well.
Right.
Oh.
They canceled the my touch. huh?
Gabrielle.
Yeah, well, I remember what was it? It was
Cut it off.
actually the first true smartphone I had was a BlackBerry.
Well, you know, Blackberry's in a whole nother genre.
Yeah, I
It's
was gonna say.
still by itself.
Blackberries are for rich people. You know.
Business owners.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
business people,
right.
rich people, them kind
Because
of
we would
people.
have. I mean,
That was too
I
much.
wasn't
That was
rich.
too
I mean,
much
I wasn't-
phone for the average person.
I wasn't rich.
Absolutely.
I like the
What?
assistant part and how you could just send this stuff and say, hey, get this printed out, do it what you need to. I like that.
Yeah, I love my BlackBerry. I'm sorry.
Now
I
my
love
first smartphone was what was it, a G3, G2 or something like that.
Mhm.
What was it?
Was that a nice
LG. It was an LG G2, G3.
Okay.
And then, you know, because it had the little slide up. and the screen will come up, and then you can text,
That
and then
sound
have a
like
screen.
Sidekick.
The sidekick.
No, it wasn't the
That's
sidekick. The sidekick, that was an ugly phone, you know.
That was.
And then you slide it back in place, and then you
What
make
they
the
got to
phone
do
like
with the
this.
man who kept the girl in the dog cage?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
so
all
that's
Well, we
talking.
way out
We just
talking.
talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just talking. Well,
Let's move on.
Let's
Let's-
change it to the snap.
Let's move on real quick. Hold on. So Sports Illustrated presented their first Somalian American model, who's become the first young lady to wear a, how you say that? Hijab and burkini in their swimwear edition of Sports Illustrated. The 21-year-old Muslim model Halima Aden will be released on May the 8th, according to Sports Illustrated. Now, what happens is that Sports Illustrated is catching flack for this, especially from the Somalian community, because they say that this young lady is still inappropriately dressed because of the way that her clothes is fitting her. So Sports Illustrated is not going to pull it. Right. But they're not putting as much momentum behind her as they were at first. Now, Sports Illustrated has been known to be risque and against the curve on a lot of things.
They were the way they were going was, just Playboy, half-dressed models. Bikini top, no bikini bottom. No bikini bottom, no bikini top. Pasties.
Well, I mean,
so this I think is wonderful because I think it shows that you can be
covered up and
still beautiful.
Me and Mo was talking about this.
But the Somalian people and me are on the same court. Didn't I not say that?
They're catching a lot of heat for this.
And they should, because that's another freaking example. I didn't say that word. Freaking example of, once again, white corporate America not understanding the culture.
True.
That's offensive as hell for her to. Once it's offensive as hell for her to have that body shot. 1. 2, it's offensive as hell for her not to know that, and she knows that.
Well, she knows that, but she's also in an industry where she's making some exceptions. Now, I don't know what her full belief is, because I fully believe that too many of us in this world do anything half-ass.
Well, Somalians
I'm gonna be half-ass Islamic, or I'm gonna be half-ass Christian.
Right. They're very strict people on their heritage and their religion. They're very strict. They do not have any gray lines.
Thank God.
Wait,
no gray lines. Hey, preacher, what's that thing? You warm, I spew you out your mouth. What's that thing?
I have no idea.
You do. It says something in the Bible.
Talking out of both sides.
No, is that you can't be warm, you can't be hot or cold. You can't be on the fence, pretty much.
Right.
Because if you're warm, he'll spew you out of his mouth.
Something like that.
Okay.
Why don't you find the Bible verse?
Because I don't read. You are the one that's the Bible man.
Well, I know what you're talking about, but if you're gonna ask me a question, you have to ask me the scripture so you get the right answer.
What's the scripture?
You find it.
There is a couple of ways to look at this, and I agree with Mo. From a Muslim perspective, if you're going to be truly, from a religious perspective, if you're going to adhere to your religious values, that's cool and fine. But how can Christians have a say in the Muslim realm? They can't. Because if you look at a lot of Christians, they don't follow the religion to a T as they should either.
Look, and that's my problem with Christianity. You have too many Christians that are not following the religion. I see more Muslims praying 6 times a day, 8 times a day, whatever it is, at my job. And I get people, there's somebody over there in the corner. I'm like, they're praying?
Yeah. and what you have to also look at is the fact that if you look at Muslims, Christianity, and Judaism, they all have the same. The Old Testament basically is the same in all of them. The only variation is when with Muslims it veers off from where Sarah got rid of Ishmael and his mother. I can't remember his mother's name. She was a slave that she allowed her husband to lay with.
Yeah, she was a housemaid.
Right.
Because she wanted her to lay with her because she couldn't have any children.
She couldn't have any children.
So she wasn't listening to the Lord. The Lord said, wait. She's like, nah, I ain't get no children. So that was her fault. And
this whole religious beef that is going on right now, because in Christianity they believe that, the oldest son inherits the property from the father or inherits his father's wealth once that father dies.
Right.
Where Christians have a problem is they make this one exception with Sarah and what? It's not Abraham. Is it Abraham?
Wait a minute. Who had them children?
Look.
Isaac is Abraham's. Abraham is Isaac's and Ishmael's daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Abraham.
Lord,
So this is the problem that Christians have. And if you're gonna be real about your religion, that firstborn son is Ishmael,
Right.
which
Yeah.
you have no right to fight it because Sarah gave permission to that slave to lay with her husband.
Right.
So the firstborn son, the true heir, is Ishmael, which means all Christian lands that actually belongs to the Muslims. But you don't want to admit that.
No.
You don't want to admit that because you want to find the exception to the rule. Oh, well, no. This is the first, Isaac is the first true born son because he came out of Sarah. No, Sarah gave permission. Therefore, Ishmael is the first true heir of Abraham.
Look,
And you don't want to go there.
And Ishmael is what?
Ishmael is where Muslims
That's right.
veer off
That's right.
from Christianity.
That's right.
Because up until that point, everything's exactly the same. And then Christians, ask yourself this. How is Jesus in the Middle East being followed by people named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Make that make sense. You can't.
Well, Elder Reggie has spoken.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Elder Reggie has spoken.
Look,
Listen.
it ain't Sunday, but we having church up in here.
So real quick, let me see. We got a couple more minutes before we go on break. Actually, we got 9 minutes. Let's talk about this real quick. It's not on the show, but I wanted to kind of talk about this after I sent this to y'all.
Okay.
Come on, this is the darn phone. I'm looking for my fingerprint. Okay. Racist student is being banned from his prom for a racist promposal sign. I am going to read what this sign says. Now, Mo, I asked when I sent this, I said, why, Mo? And I was trying to get you to comment, but you probably looked and said, you know what, I don't want to talk about this. So I'm going to read to you anyway. You know, I don't understand what the hell is going on with Ohio. But all right, but here you go. Oh, an Ohio high school student is apologizing for a racist promposal sign that got him banned from the prom. The sign says, if I was black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm picking you for prom.
199% unacceptable.
What's wrong with it?
It's unclear if the sign got him the prom date or not, but the school superintendent says he's not going to prom. Okay, so obviously he got the idea from the Florida high school senior in 2018. They held a sign up with the same phrase on it. So I wanted to ask a question, Mo, and I was going to ask you, but Mo already started in on it. You know, what was really wrong with the sign? And I'm going to ask you, let me make this point while I'm saying it. Because what happens is that it's not like he lied. It's not like he's not telling the truth. You know, we say that we want our children to know more about our history. Now, his intention on the actual sign, the way that some people are reading it, it may seem, okay, you know what, that's kind of fucked up. But at the same time, if we don't let these students exhibit this behavior, if we don't let them speak this behavior, if we don't let them speak what's really on their mind and what they think about our people, then how are we to teach what our people can understand and what are teachable lessons to them? You know, because I look at it like this: freedom of speech is freedom of speech.
Okay.
Yeah, he was. You know, I'm not saying that the sign was a wise thing to do, but what was wrong with it? What was wrong with him saying, you know, black people pick cotton?
What was the purpose in it?
He said he thought it was creative.
Creative my ass. If it was creative, then he wouldn't have copied it off of somebody else.
It was a horrible rhyme, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a horrible rhyme.
If he thought he was being creative, then why is he picking on somebody else?
Right.
Create something yourself.
Have y'all,
Make it unique.
Have y'all seen the picture of the boy?
No. But as a woman, I would have been like, no.
I mean, you know, the thing is that some of these children, y'all keep this in mind. Some of these kids do what they need to do for attention because either they're not getting it at home or they're not popular at all in school.
There's so many other ways to do it, though.
Yeah.
So many other ways.
I mean, I know that it's, I know there's so many other ways, but we got, let's think about it like this. If we talking about people being all inclusive, okay, because we're gonna talk about white privilege later on, and Mo gonna lead that segment because she got her voice back. She got her voice back, y'all. So anyway, if we want a society that's gonna be all inclusive, I don't see what's wrong with the white boy saying black people used to pick cotton. They know that we used to pick cotton. It's in the history books that we used to pick cotton. Now, if he said something like, you know what, I'm gonna invite you to the prom because black people used to pick cotton, then you may have an issue with that. But the shirt you got on your back come off of my people. So my thing is if what's wrong with the man saying,
but we did used to pick cotton.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's the truth.
I guess it's different if you are stating a fact, just to make a fact.
But it's a
actual statement.
proposal.
I know, again, but what's the point of the proposal?
Yeah.
I just think
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense to bring up the fact that black people used to pick cotton. So, but I'm not. So I'm picking you.
And I'm white.
That's the sense of it. How does one correspond with the other?
I think it's just.
It doesn't.
I think it's more so people want them to be culturally sensitive, just like the woman in the Sports Illustrated posing. Number one, you have to be sensitive of the other culture, and number two, with white people in America right now, a lot of white people feel threatened because they feel like they're losing the race of the white people. And what they don't understand is that white is not a race. You don't understand what race is. Race is not necessarily the color of your skin. It's your culture. It's your background. And a lot of people get race and culture confused. Mm-hmm. And they don't know where the dividing line is. All they know is, I'm white. I want white. And that's a problem. There's people that say the same thing about being black or Hispanic. The thing is, number one, we have to be culturally sensitive to each other. And number two, you have to understand where the other people are coming from.
And I kind of said it in my levitation moment.
Levitation.
In my moment of levitation, you have to bring, get your crystals out, get your sage out, smudge a little bit. Anyway, but if the world started,
I'm just trying to get
Adam and
you
Eve,
with this. Because you threw me completely off.
As black people.
Okay.
If that is our origin, then aren't we all just descendants of black people? Period.
Yeah, that's true. But we're talking about
politically correct though. So that's being politically correct if he didn't do it. I just think that we as black people.
That's why we have so many different hues.
What we need to do. But let me tell you what we need to do is black, brown, light skin. Whatever the case is, I agree that maybe it should have been a different way that he would have went about it. But what I'm saying is that, damn, if we continue as a people to be so sensitive with what folk got to say, comedians can't even do stand-up no more.
I know,
because,
right?
Chris Rock.
I'm like, what? If you go into a comedy show and you're easily offended, do not sit in the first 3 rows.
But my thing is, Chris Rock was talking about Whitney Houston being a crackhead. Okay, everybody knows Whitney Houston was a crackhead.
And you got the biggest Whitney Houston fan over here, and she admits she's a crackhead.
And so my thing is that it's nothing wrong with stating the truth. Now, like I said, that maybe he was out of line for maybe the kind of how he tried to go about it. I just didn't see nothing wrong with it because at the end of the day, if one of us would did the same thing, like, what, I'm not white, I didn't break my people, but I want you to come and be my prom date. Then they'll probably look at you like, okay, well, why would you say something like that? Well, because it's true. So I just think that he was just really trying to joke around. He is in Ohio. We know he's in Ohio.
He's just copying off of somebody else to try and get some likes, views, or whatever.
I wouldn't doubt that. But it's no more than the Burkini girl. Knowing that her culture and her people don't like that, but she said she's gonna do it
anyway.
She's trying to get in the in the industry.
Yeah.
And we know half our people gonna get mad at these food stamp people, and they're gonna go and try to debate against the food stamp people not getting their kids no chips and no gummy worms.
No, I
Right.
need y'all to learn how to cook.
Now listen, when we come back, Miss Sunshine is gonna be our segment leader. She's gonna bring us back in with actually Election Tuesday is coming up on this Tuesday. Also, we're gonna
In Dallas
County. Also, we're gonna be dealing with our first poll question, and then Miss Sunshine's gonna talk about the sales tax that may be eliminated from feminine products.
Yes.
So when we come back, we'll talk about that.
And go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying, no, it's on you. So you tell us what we're
so
gonna be
we're
listening
gonna
to.
be listening to Rose in Harlem by Tiana Taylor, and
The music is Neo Soul,
Champagne
right?
Chronic Nightcap.
Yeah, by Solange.
Solange.
I actually like that song.
I like
Yeah,
Solange.
yeah,
I actually like that song.
So
We'll be
we'll
right
be
back.
back, y'all.
We gonna crank this up.
I don't know what's going on with the YouTube feed. It won't
I
let
don't
me.
know.
So I'm gonna just record it, upload it later.
I got a question for you, though. On Instagram, what happened?
But
Because it was like all I saw was wires, and then it was just like on the table.
I don't know. I don't know.
I was like,
I
the
don't
people
know.
was looking at it, though.
I
I
was
was
just like, hey, I don't know.
like, okay. But but like I was saying, y'all, look, I just think that shit, we need to be able to pick something, because this is ridiculous. How many more times are we gonna be like falling victim to these silly ass white children?
What's wrong with you? Okay.
I mean, mom,
You know,
just
you know
saying,
who's
I mean,
blame?
Good morning,
damn.
Don't blame the white
Good
children.
morning, Brian.
Blame
Hey, y'all.
Miss Charm,
Blame the
hello,
black
Farrell.
rapper.
Thank you for joining us. Marge the song.
Okay. Who?
Oh yeah,
Mark
and your
is
friend
on.
Becky,
Becky with the good hair.
Hey, y'all,
she
thank
don't
you
know
for
who
watching.
Mike Jones is.
Which Mike Jones?
The one out of Houston.
Mike Jones out of Houston. We had that post up. I'm old. I'm 281-330-8004. She's like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones' phone number.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm off. You know, I'm a visual person. I gotta see shit.
Yeah. 281-330-8004. Get Mike Jones up on the low. You don't, oh wow.
How many people we got on? Okay, who's on right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
Look, everything shows different. I show 6. You
Uh,
show 20.
Actually, I show 5. We all got 5.
I don't know.
Hey, Miss Charm. Hey, Miss Charm. Let me see. Nicole Dion. What's up, Nicole Dion? My big cousin Edgar Pearson. What's going on, big cuz? Thank y'all so much. I'm watching. Pharaoh Scott is watching. Thank you, Pharaoh. Brian Taylor. Thanks so much, bro. Christy Heather's
B.
watching. On my watch party, my little sister's watching with me. Shanice Nicole, Damon Mays, Steve Dixon, Haywood Green. Let me see who else. Miss Mary's on my feed. Thank you so much, Miss Mary Quinn. Miss Lindell, thank you so much. Miss Griselda Ramirez, that's my old co-worker. What's up, girl? James Doyle, thank you so much. Hey, little cuz Amber, what's going on? Uh-oh. Did I make you mad, Damon? Well, okay, Daddy, why I make you mad?
Look, I
You say you hot. You talking about me, about that little white boy? I mean, tell me. What's up, Vincent? Hey, Sister D. Thank you so much for joining.
Look, I love all of y'all this morning.
She burning
Love you too, darling.
She burning insane.
Look, I was burning everything this morning.
Love.
Me too. Yeah.
Well, I just have to catch up.
Yeah.
That's okay. It ain't gonna take me long.
Mom,
Yes, indeed.
Mom,
Yes, sir.
how you feeling?
Wasn't that the scripture?
Okay, read it to me.
Nick,
She said be
I
a
sent it
text.
to you. Boy, be a text.
Well, I got my watch party is
Look,
on.
why you have me doing the voting in Dallas? I don't even live in Dallas.
Revelation 3:16.
Go ahead, read it.
16. So because you are lukewarm, neither nor hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth.
Okay. Okay. Now what will be the recollection of
Well,
that?
I'm asking you.
Okay. When you eat something, Mo, would you like your food hot or cold?
Depends on if it's a salad or soup.
See, I can eat.
Is it gazpacho? Because that
So-
can eat
So I was thinking about having an opinion. You either have opinion, those people who don't have opinions, those people who don't know.
Well, sort of, kind of. But what I'm asking you is, like, for me, like for example, I think in this case, if you look at it as a person that may like their food extremely hot, but then they don't expect anything cold in their mouth, like until you drink something or something that's cold.
Okay.
In other words, you can't be in the middle all the time. You know, there has to be an actual right or wrong. It has to be a black or a white. There has to be an end of the spectrum on each side.
Okay.
So why would God tolerate anything that's in the middle?
Okay.
So if you are in the middle on a lot of different things when it comes to what He said or when it comes to what He's giving you as far as instruction to survive on the lines. You know, people dance the line all the time. They may not cross them, but they dance on the line.
Okay.
So why would you not just go ahead and pick something?
Gotcha.
So I'll spit you out because you are indecisive in what you want to do. I can take the fact that you want to be bad and go to hell, that's fine. But I will also take the fact that this is something that you want to do to make you, to have the best life that I'm giving you so you can get to heaven, then I can still keep it. But you can't be in the middle. It's either or.
Okay.
But that's God. That's not people. So you gotta keep that in mind. God is always black and white. It's never gonna be an in-between with God, ever. But Jesus is the in-between. So you always have to be cognizant on how you handle that, because people try to, put themselves in godly places that they don't belong and try to think that people should have certain ways and actions that may be completely permissible to God. But we wouldn't know because we don't know God's mind.
I'm gonna put this little segment up on Instagram TV. This little behind the scenes, because I think people be missing it. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, they get to see it, but a lot of people don't get to see it. So I think I'm gonna add this little.
Sometimes we get deep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just get stupid.
You know what? Okay, so Damon says to Mo, I think that the scripture is basically saying you can't serve two masters, either one or the other. Exactly. You pick one. You pick one.
Now, here's the thing. This is the question I have, because this is in Revelation, right?
Right.
So, with that being said, what is the context that this is put under? What's the context that this scripture that you're reading is in? Because that may provide more insight to a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? Because it's one thing, because Christians have a great time at doing it, cherry picking what they want, but without giving the full context. You give a one-liner, that's great, but yeah. What's up, TC?
What's going on, bro? Hey, Shanice. Hey, Steve Dixon. What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you give us some hearts, give us some likes, give us some thumbs up, all that good stuff. Smiley faces. If you're mad, give us an angry face. But we don't want no angry faces. We want smiley faces.
Well, hell, if you angry, I want to know.
If you angry,
feeling my anger, I want you to express
look.
that
If
to
you
me.
angry and you watching us right now, hey, you should be able to make it out to After Party Live today.
Absolutely.
36.
Yes,
And
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
have
we
some
can-
discussions.
We're gonna have some discussions and some alcohol. So at the end of the show, you should be
Stand
good.
by.
Anybody?
Yeah, you
Miss
should be
Sunshine, you
good.
bring us back in.
Sure.
It's on you.
I don't even know what the poll question is.
I got
What's
the poll.
what's the
I
poll
got the poll question.
Look, I done forgot. We do too many poll questions. How about that?
Let's talk about Dallas County first. Go ahead and follow your show order.
How am I supposed to?
Mo right there. She sitting right there. Mo can guide you right on me.
All right.
Okay.
Because
We
yeah,
don't-
I don't live in
we
Dallas
just-
County.
just
I
Dallas
vote.
County is voting.
I vote today. I vote today in Arlington.
Yeah, I voted early. I like
did.
voting early.
What am I voting for?
I needed to because Ruth and her people be bugging me.
I mean, because I
Hit
just
my cell
moved out
phone
there to
up.
Plano, so I don't know what they
You
doing
still
out
in
there.
Dallas County?
I don't know what they doing. Oh, well,
And
shit,
here
I
we
guess I
go.
am.
We are back live here at the after party on
We
Mash
live.
the Gas. What?
We live.
Okay, so we're going to start off with voting in Dallas County this Tuesday. If you
Yes.
haven't early voted in Dallas County, make sure you get it done this Tuesday. Get it done. So Mo, what's your take on our voting in Dallas County?
All right, so here's the breakdown of the voting in Dallas County.
Come on, Mo,
As
break
of
it down.
May 4th.
Break it
There are
down.
826 precincts. There are 1,365,315 registered voters. And thus far, there have been 89,000 ballots cast.
So that's like
Y'all
6%.
are 6%. Y'all are some sorry asses. And the first time someone shoots another black person, I don't want y'all talking about it's not fair. It's as fair as these damn 89,000, which I'm sure 80,000 were white who could cast their votes. But that's okay. Keep shooting, y'all. Y'all keep doing that. We shall overcome and marching and stuff. They're going to keep shooting you. They're going to keep the food stores out of your so-called neighborhoods because you don't vote and you don't matter. They're going to keep undereducating your little stinky children. They're going to keep taking your SNAP benefits and making you eat good food for your ass so you won't go around with them rashes. And you're going to take your income tax away because you don't vote. So that's what you get. I vote every election. I voted every election since I was age 18. Worked in the polls when I was 16.
There you go.
Worked for Jesse Jackson when I was 17, and we won the county. So don't talk to me about shit. I don't live in a food desert. I got 4 grocery stores. One I can walk to. I could walk to the other 2, but I'm too lazy. And what I do is I decide I'm going to get my watermelon here because A, I'm black, I like watermelon. I don't care, politically correct or not. B, I say, well, you know what? I'm going to go to Aldi and get my pork here. I love Farrakhan, but I still eat pork. Then see, I'm going to go get my seafood from Albertson because I got choices. Because I vote. Because I go to the city council members meetings because when they see me, they go, oh, damn. Now, let me tell you about it. In the city of Cedar Hill, there is a fuel city, which I think is atrocious. I got beat out by that. I didn't want it there. But you know what? If you voted for the fuel city, you will not get my vote. I have gone to everyone on Facebook and said, what was your stance on fuel city? Who's running for this election? And each one, stupid, each one of them have said, I'll talk to you off book. So what I do, I took a picture, little thing, circled it, and sent that around. Talk to me off book. Yes or no? That's the problem with y'all lukewarm plea people. It's either yes or no. Did you back Fuel City, which is a truck stop where you have a great deal of prostitution and drug running on an interstate, or did you not? That's all that matters. Right. And then you won. One of the men who's married to a white woman who didn't want to show her on none of his campaign literature. Now, how stupid is that? You don't want to show your wife? You can't get my vote either.
Nope.
Mo, and I read somewhere, Mo,
Mo,
where they were saying that they put in the fuel city in Cedar Hill because Cedar Hill needs the money. Would that be a true statement?
Let me see if I got this right.
I'm just asking.
I'm just saying
don't cut me because I don't live out there yet with them black crackers.
Hey, hold on.
I don't live out there with them people.
Pump your brakes, dude. I used to live in Cedar Hill.
I used to live in Cedar Hill.
Oh, man.
Let me see if I got this right. They put a fuel city out there. Fuel city is a what?
It's a truck stop.
They sell gas. And so they need, okay, so then we got Texaco that is less than 14 yards from the fuel city. Mm-hmm. Then we have the Shell next to the Aldi. Mm-hmm. Then we have the Valero. Then we have my corner store. You know, I like my corner store.
That Shell?
No, it's a no name. It's Quick Time. It's Quick Time.
Oh, Quick Time. Okay.
Quick Time is right there on the corner.
That's where you get
right there on the corner.
That's where you get a lot of tickets. and then we have Walmart. And then we have the neighborhood Walmart. So we have 6 gas stations. So we needed another one to sell funky ass tacos.
Okay, but Mo,
I got Taco Bell and I got 4 Mexican restaurants. One which is my favorite, a hole in the wall, which I won't tell nobody because I love it so much. Because I want to keep it to myself because when I tell you, baby, they put that liquor in them drinks, I be like, hey. And none of my glasses look alike. When I bring people over there, I was like, this is like an extension of my home, so don't be tripping. They may not have the same
matching silverware, matching plates.
They don't have matching nothing.
I know what you're talking about with the green top.
Okay.
But then
it's good food.
And they have Spanish karaoke. Baby, that's so funny stuff.
Spanish karaoke.
And they let my
Girl,
baby
it's
run
hungry,
around
my
and they know
stomach.
it. She done been back in the kitchen. Oh, it's so much fun.
Well, you know,
like,
they
"Wait."
let their children run around.
I
So,
know,
you know,
that's
yeah.
why I love it. But I ain't gonna tell nobody where it is because I don't want nobody to go there.
So, what's poll question time?
Poll
question
question.
time.
We're gonna get into the poll
Let's
question.
get to the poll question.
Yeah.
Good morning, Alicia and Adonis. I know y'all both joining us today. So, from the desk of Q.
Oh, this from me?
Yeah.
No. That one's supposed. No, that one's
Whatever.
gonna go number 2. But go ahead.
Okay, whatever.
You talk about
Okay. Does white privilege apply to all Caucasians, rich or poor, or are there any exceptions?
That was too damn long ago.
72% absolutely no exceptions, with a 28% there are exceptions.
Did we get any comments on that? No comments?
No comments.
That's
Dang,
that
really nobody wanted
question
to
was
comment
too
on
quick. What does it say? Does my niggas go?
Well-
Does the
Oh, you gotta keep up, Ma. I'm sorry.
Why you keep punching the
So,
buttons?
I know.
Cause I'm trying to get back to it.
Oh.
Look,
Right.
let me operate this. You over there on your damn iPhone, clicking, clacking, clicking, clacking. I don't know what the hell you doing. I know how to operate my Android. Okay?
Y'all,
Back the hell up off me.
I don't have any alcohol this morning to be messing with either one of y'all.
Okay.
I'm trying to read it.
You got your screen up on your iPhone and you trying to look. You doing too
Hell,
much.
I forgot what the hell I was looking up.
So,
Good job.
you-
We're talking about exceptions. Are there or are there not any exceptions? If you have any words to share with us on this, 214-717-4827.
And you might win a ticket if you call in to the after party live.
Yeah, and so like I know a couple of people inboxed me on this one, and they
Why they hitting the inbox? Why don't they?
Because they know him.
They don't want to post it on.
well, a couple people. I know a couple
Are they
people.
afraid of backlash?
No, I know a couple people that voted, but they voted during their work hours, and their managers be on Facebook too.
Gotcha.
So I understand why they were.
I'm all
They
in that.
were inboxing me and texting me, and they voted because they can't see who votes, but they didn't want to leave a comment because it was doing work hours, and so I understand that whole thing.
Social media,
Yeah.
ethics, relations, all that stuff.
Yeah, so
HR.
I got one friend that happens to be Caucasian, and he said there are some exceptions. So his girlfriend is actually black, and so he noticed that when they go out together, that he understands and he sees it. However, when he's by himself, he doesn't get it as much. But in a small town where he lives, everybody knows he's with this black girl, so they kind of
treat him
differently. So that was his thing. And then had another gentleman contact me and say that the exception was that when you are poor, there are sometimes some exceptions. However, he did acknowledge the fact that white privilege does exist. So I think that's, I know we talk about race relations and things of that nature. However, we have to remember that, there are exceptions to every rule, and not every person is a bad person. Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever, all the people aren't bad. You have a few bad apples spoiling it for everybody.
Spoiling it for everybody, yes.
I'm with Mo. Mo said if you white, you're white. I mean, I'm with him. I mean, if you white, you're white. I mean, that's just what that is. I gave my example. If I have a Porsche and it's cute and it's white and it's red and it's a white man that got a Porsche that's cute, that's white and it's red, and we both flying down I-20 going down that stretch on
You gonna get
Duncanville,
stopped.
and right before we get by the hills going Grand Prairie police say see both us speeding, who they gonna get? Him or me? They coming after me. But why? Because not only my skin color, but I look suspect in a Porsche, number one, flying down the freeway.
Why you driving a Porsche?
Why you driving a Porsche? And then not only that, you'll be the one to think that won't have my stuff together, like my insurance and stuff like that. But the white man may have an expired license. You see what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong.
Let's flip the script on that.
Okay, let's flip the script, Mo. Mo said flip the script.
Let's flip the script.
Flip the script.
Is it that he thinks that you don't have your stuff together? Or does he think of the two, you are least likely to write a letter?
Well, I mean, with the kind of community we in, I mean, the kind of times we in, people should be afraid for anybody to do anything. They put you on Facebook Live in a heartbeat. I mean, you know, and so that's one thing I've been told. The worst kind of whooping you can get is with a pencil. A pencil is the worst kind of ass whooping you could ever get in your life.
When I tell you that Sheila Jackson Lee was so happy that I moved from Houston in her district to Dallas, I think she had a damn party. Because baby, every time she was on that TV, I'd be like, I saw you on TV because there was a camera, but you still haven't. All I asked for, just like Eddie Bernice Johnson up here, I asked her for the new CAR, the credit revision. It was anyway.
You just being difficult. Just
no, it's because you're my congressperson. You always on that TV with that bad wig, and I want you to listen. When I have a request, I'm asking for something as a voter, as a resident of your county and your district. Send the stuff to me. Your person who answers the phone flatly with no inflection and sounds like they're four said, well, you can print it. Bitch, if I wanted to print a 675-page document, I would, but I don't.
I like
so
to
I want
save
you to
my
send it to
finger
me.
ink for my personal stuff.
Right. I want you to send it to me.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to. Instead of giving your scholarships to your friends and family members, which you were caught doing 3 years ago. But
When Hogan says black privilege exists as well, hashtag subliminally, hashtag in plain sight. And I agree to some extent. I think every race has some privilege at some point in time. Howsoever, more predominantly, white privilege is what we see.
But you know what? But black privilege. Now I'm glad you said that, Will. But black privilege. This is what I kind of think. Win. I'm sorry, win.
We gonna win.
So the thing is that with black privilege, it only goes so far. See, and I think that's why, you know, it's so huge to say, okay, well, there's white privilege, because we know that there's white privilege. White privilege is all across the world, and not only that, when I say black privilege only goes so far, black privilege only goes so far with your own folk.
Well, and you know what? You talk about black privilege. I remember trying out for Little League Baseball. There were only 6 little black boys out there, because we stayed in a predominantly white neighborhood. I didn't hit the ball. I didn't catch. I didn't pitch. I didn't do nothing. We had 10 teams, 6 black boys.
Wow.
Tell me who the first 6 people were that were picked.
All the white boys.
No,
all the black boys first.
All the little black boys. I ain't never played. At that point, I had never played baseball in my life.
Wow.
But I was the 3rd person picked up.
There you go.
And it was just like, okay, I don't even know how to play. And the coach, no, you can't pick him. I got no. It's like, whoa, I don't even know how to play. But yet these coaches were fighting over me because, you black.
You got potential.
I can
learn.
I can do something with you.
Right.
And think about it. Growing up, now when I came over to the K, getting picked for basketball, I was glad because, Hendrix, you can't play no basketball. However, growing up
most out there dodgeball court from high school children.
Yeah. Now when it came to basketball in the white neighborhoods, if I was playing with my black friends, they already knew. You can dribble a little bit.
Don't give you the rock.
Don't give me the rock. Don't give me the rock. I can play defense great.
Defense.
I could play defense great, but as far as shooting, no. But when we went somewhere to like where it was a mix. They was like, because in 8th grade I shot up. I had a growth spurt. Yeah, they was thinking, we can do something with him. He tall, he black. He can ball. Nope.
Wow.
Man,
nope.
I'm there with you. Shout out to TT, Tyrone Kilgo out in Cumberland Court. Baby, we would give him the ball at the top of the key. Why? Because he could shoot threes. Why? Because he was lazy as fuck and didn't want to go all the way down. So TT, how you doing, baby?
With that being said,
we're gonna
move on. Yes.
So we're gonna talk about these Plano teams, and you know what? This is long overdue, in my personal opinion. Who are going down and testifying at the Texas Capitol to end the sales tax on feminine hygiene products. Look, this is so long overdue. I think it's ridiculous.
I didn't even know they taxed feminine hygiene products.
That it's still talked about. I think this needs to be on a federal level. If I can buy condoms and use my FSA account, Why can't I use my FSA account for my feminine hygiene needs?
Because they don't look at the Food and Drug Administration don't look at feminine hygiene products as anything that's going to keep you from reproducing.
Actually, they should, because
they should, but they don't look at it
feminine
like
hygiene
that.
products are regulated by the FDA.
Right.
But they also, that's why Kimberly Clark and them always place it under paper products.
Mm-hmm.
Their sick code is under paper products.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they want to get taxed, and it's called a tampon tax.
Mm.
But it's and because they use over X amount of percentage as paper,
Right.
that's why
They're able to do it.
But I mean, it's neither here nor there. I'm trying to still figure out why Viagra is covered and birth control pills aren't.
Exactly.
You know, tax my tampons all you want, but Viagra, you want to pay so he can get it up, but you don't want to pay so she don't get pregnant,
Right?
I
And then
just
you
don't
want to
understand.
be, pro life.
right?
I'm sorry.
But now they're pro-life.
Give me my birth control.
They're
they're-
pro-life is not pro-life. I don't want you to have an abortion.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Their pro-life is I don't want you to have an abortion and my government funds pay for it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, they
right.
don't care about the life.
And they don't.
Right.
And further
They
proof
care
that
about
they
the
don't
money.
care about the life is the fact that after the child is born, where's your pro-life then to help these, adoption agencies and things like that? You don't want to help those.
Right.
You want to be pro-life, so you say a life is not destroyed. However, you don't give the benefits to be fully pro-choice. It's pro-choice at a convenience.
Because they
Wow.
taking
And I need
Wow.
children's
Right.
lives not to be a convenience.
Right.
Absolutely.
When adoption
truly-
credits are gone, they cut the adoption credits by 50%, and then they want to know why people aren't adopting. Because you can go squat a kid out, but you ain't got to do no $1,500. You ain't got to pay nobody $1,500 to do a home study. You ain't got to pay a $200 application fee. You ain't got to put down a $5,000 retainer, and then you ain't got to do 3 letters of recommendation from at least 5 people.
Yeah.
But now you
Yeah.
go out and squat one kid and then go and get a shot of heroin, go to a crack house, and then the CPS would be like, "Well, give her another chance."
Yeah.
Wow.
Look,
But this
Wow.
is why
a
drug
good
testing.
movie to watch right now. Case 39.
Is
Case
Yeah,
39
it's
on
an old,
Netflix?
it's an old
that
movie.
another
It's not a documentary.
Documentary.
No,
That girl is
that's
documentary.
just
She ain't gonna be called Miss Sunshine no more. She gonna be called
no,
Miss
it's
Documentary.
documentary. That's just a good old scary.
Well, you know what
my
she
feelings
said,
hurt. My feelings got so hurt when she was like, she watched some kind of documentary, I don't know which one, and she like, and do you know who the worst president was? And we all went, Bill Clinton. She's like, yes. He incarcerated so many black people. Like, yeah, we knew. And I was like, baby, had to watch the documentary for that.
Wait, but Mo.
That was the 13th Amendment.
But she, but
The
Miss,
13th.
but she said, this is, hey y'all, this Miss Sunshine, don't get too close or you might get burned. So it's not. She's not saying I'm giving y'all sunshine. Like if you stay in the sun too long, you can get burned. That's just what that is.
I feel
What
so
time is it? What we got?
That's okay because
We
Mo
got
be
another
throwing
8.
all the shade. We could.
So let me. No, you is shady. You ain't shady. Mo, your ass is shady.
I'm not shady.
Mo,
I'm either one or the other.
Mo, you ain't
No.
like me, Mo. You're not like me. Hey, if I'm gonna be shady, I'm just gonna shade you. Mo, you be doing this subliminal type shade. Like I got a friend of mine talking about, I'm not messy, I'm that clean messy. That's how you be trying to do. You be trying to be messy on the cool. That's how to keep it clean.
I'm not. I'm just telling y'all. When like my girlfriend, all she said was, she's like, I'm da-da-da-da. I said, well, what you need to do is lose some weight because instead of that one chair, they gonna have that too. Then I'm being called a horrible person.
Well, Mo, that is horrible.
That's
And
all
let me
right.
tell you why.
That's all right.
Let me tell you why
She
you
lost
are.
that weight.
That's
She lost
just
that weight.
One more.
I'm telling you,
Come on.
other people are saying, you are getting a little bit bigger. No, you're not. Whenever you get double digits and you're going up to 30,
One more.
when your clothes size is 26 and you are still 5'8", 5'9", no.
Britt, okay, Hendrix,
What's up?
back me up on this.
Uh-oh.
Now, it would be okay if Mo could say, you know what, you're fat. Okay, we know that because that's what she's gonna say. You're
Factual
fat.
statement.
You're fat.
But now she's
But
like,
then-
you need a double wide chair.
And then the first one to say, crop the picture. Crop the picture. No, if you crop the picture anymore, Mo, it's not gonna be
We all just gonna
anybody
be the
else.
top-
We're
we
gonna
gonna
see
be the
the
talking
head
heads.
shot.
Talking heads.
But I'm telling y'all,
This is the way
I
it's
only
gonna
take
be.
pictures from here up. That's what I'm telling y'all.
Oh God! Why we gotta be? Why it gotta be from your titties up? I am not that tall. I ain't got no neck. You got a neck. Okay, that's not comfortable for me.
Well, get a box.
I cut my box off my head.
Stand on the box.
What time is it? It's time to break. No,
It's
let's
time
go to
for
break.
break.
Look, wait,
I'm about to slide off my chair.
Wait.
Slide down the chair.
Mo tells the truth. And
Yes,
I will
she
get
does.
she tells the truth.
Creatively.
Creative, yes. Mo is
I'm trying to give y'all
no,
examples y'all can live with.
Mo's truth comes across as a story that will stick to you and it will stick in your head.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, that's your goal.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I've gotten that out of Mo. That is her goal to deliver information to you so it'll stick in your head, hopefully, and that you will remember.
Right.
But however, you have to give her credit because she is a teacher and that's her expertise. I will give you
Did
that.
y'all hear that I had to call Reggie on one of the guys because they were trying to say we can say the N word. I said because it's ER versus A.
Yeah.
I said no, you can't say it at all. And I called Reggie. I said listen to it. He was like, yes, sir.
She called me. I had to school one of her youngsters.
You know what? A friend of mine does me like that. Like, I want you to talk to this child and let them know who you are. And I'm like, who is this? And I said, you can't say that like that. No more. You know that. Yes, sir.
See?
Yeah.
I appreciate
Now,
that.
Mo, on the flip side, your deliveries can be rather harsh.
Yes, Lord, they can.
And it's not what you say, because what you say, I honestly believe you have a good spirit and you come from a place of trying to help. And I commend you on the last couple of weeks because that whole resume situation, we ain't gonna go dig into
Jesus.
it. I'm gonna just call it the resume situation.
Okay.
I was very proud of you in the
See?
way you handled that. It shows growth. However,
You
when
are growing, Mo.
you came
Slowly.
to me and you
But
let it
you're
all
growing.
hang out, and I'm just,
I'm
Lord
sorry.
Jesus, I hope you didn't tell that baby
I
that.
didn't. I was so proud of myself.
See, I was
Reggie
proud
said
of
I
you.
was good.
So, with that being said, Mo, it's not necessarily what you say; it's how you say it.
I'm gonna work on that.
And you are, and I'm so proud of you for working on it because Mo, you like that one aunt that everybody has. That's like, oh shit. Don't let her start talking in public. Oh, everybody just dropped their head. Oh goodness, what's she gonna say this time? That's
Right.
you.
Okay.
That's you.
I'll work on that.
They come from a good spot, but they delivery is a little rough around the edge, and you got to get past that. And this is what we have to do with people. Sometimes the delivery is rough,
Okay. Okay.
and we got to get around the edges.
Okay.
And once you get to it, it's like, okay, yes, I can see what you're saying. But Mo, take a deep breath
I'm gonna
sometimes.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath.
And
Step
we're
back.
going to go to break
Yes.
with Alone Together, Daily and Marsha and Brosis.
Yes, I know that song.
Somebody Else by Robert Gillespie Entertainment and Emily Sunday.
Who is entertainment?
I don't know.
Experiment.
Experiment. Look,
It's a
I'm
Robert
sorry,
Glasper
look,
experiment.
You see, I ain't got no glasses on and I don't wear contacts. So
Yeah.
Featuring Emily
look,
Sandy.
I'm gonna take a sip right now.
Yes. We'll be back, y'all.
Afrocentric music.
Oh my
Yes.
God! Because look,
Afrocentric.
so I was minding my own business.
Look, if y'all just joining us, y'all done messed up and missed the best parts.
So just rewind.
But just stay look.
Stay tuned.
Mess me up.
What is that? I drank water. I drank a little water.
Drink.
What is that?
Smoke, drink.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, you know what? That is. I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you. This is not. I'm
Look,
gonna show you.
I
what
got
you get.
Amazon, I got Hulu,
You
I
know,
invest
you know why I got
Hey, y'all.
this one. You know
What's
why did I
going
get
on?
this?
It was on sale.
You
It's
know,
break
2 for
time,
2.
Win.
Come on, baby.
Don't go nowhere. Hey, that's my song.
This right here is the
Hey.
best water
Let's see.
I've ever had.
I
Oh
like
yeah.
it, you.
Let's see.
When
Let's watch
when
it
they
with
talk
us.
about helping with my symptoms and everything,
I tell you what,
This
y'all,
right
I'm
here?
loving the feedback today.
Hey
Y'all
Nicole,
really, y'all
thank you
feeling
guys. Hey Brittany McWilliams,
Brittany,
what's going
where your
on?
boy at? Where your boy
So
at?
much is, I was
That's what I want to know.
And it just came up. I was like, hold on,
You gotta
y'all.
feel your guns. Okay, sis, that's fine.
I mean, it was that much.
We need to
So
get the
now
B and
they
T
say
combo
my
up in
leader
here. That ought to be a
every 2 hours.
real
It is
entertaining
coming up.
Yeah,
show.
but this right here.
I don't know when would be able to do that, but
Walmart.
Brittany,
Walmart
Okay.
has it.
I'm
Kroger
just
has it.
saying.
That's the only place I've been able to find it. But
got to
this,
turn this show
when
out.
it tells, it helps regulate your body. So when you sit, like this, with the rain and stuff.
No.
Like this,
You know what? No,
really
okay, you know what?
gonna be
Fine.
tight.
I didn't let you loose anyway.
Goodness.
I will.
I need to.
I mean, but you going too fast for the music. You just,
That's 'cause I got another song in my head.
Well, what other song in your head?
I don't know right now, but there's another song in my head.
What are you drinking?
So,
Okay, what
Ain't-
were you
Wait a
Look,
minute.
ain't
Wait a
nothing
minute.
but sage.
You must know Win
Natural-
Hogan. You know
natural
Win
I've
Hogan.
been cleansing my aura.
Win Hogan said, "I vote for most shady moment segment."
Most shady moments
You
coming
know
to you
you-
live.
look, look.
Yeah. You know you shady, Mo.
No,
For real.
man, no, but see, it's not. When I told her that, she was like, you know, I said, you need to lose some weight because you, instead of being in that one chair, you're going to have two. And I wasn't lying. And she lost that damn weight. She got to train up. She lost that weight.
Mo,
I hear you.
what else have you?
Because
What else have you done?
now this is what I come from. I'm playing with it, and when people use that foreign language and shit, I don't understand what they're saying because you.
So you don't like filler words, Mo?
Oh my God, that kills me. So when you write and you write that, I was like, that ain't needed. That word, that is not needed. Get that shit out.
But that's the kind of English we need, though, because the way teachers used to do it. When you write certain things, I mean, why would you write that? You over-explaining. Just get to the point.
Well,
They
I
do
think,
like that.
I think if you are
Yes, sir.
writing, descriptive words are necessary for novels and books and stories and fairy tales. Howsoever, whenever you are giving direction, when you are giving instructions, I just need you.
Hey, Lynn Montgomery. Hey, Shannon
Bring it.
Perkins.
Now, I
Lady
don't
P
know,
from the
Give it to
Nasty.
me straight.
you know what? One of the
Hey, Torian.
I had the worst
And Chelsea.
English teacher, Miss Perry.
She, don't do this period like that.
No.
That's my girl,
She.
man.
I'm not
But
saying she was a bad.
She wasn't a bad teacher. She's just lazy.
Yeah. However, when it came to reviewing like my essays and stuff for college, when I was preparing to go to college, oh, she let me have it. She let me
Hey,
have it.
my godmother's watching.
Like she was on. I wrote her like it was like a 5-page essay. I came. It was red. It was more red.
So y'all can
The
start
first
making
draft was more red than it was black. And I typed it. Oh, she let me, and I was like, oh my goodness. She was good,
So you gonna show
but
me
she
your
just lazy.
I wrote a
you
note
gonna show
to
them
You're
to me?
broken.
I don't care. I want to see
I
them.
think it was
They're
8th grade Miss McCready in history.
I was
I
hoping
wrote
they
her a
wouldn't
letter.
break,
I
but
gotta
they
find
sure
it. She wrote me
still
one.
did.
No bet. She
Now
said
it's
she
just-
always
now
thought
they're
I was a
actually
wonderful
just deep,
student. I was really
deep,
funny. And I'm
deep
like, I didn't
construction
get that from
bath
that
bomb.
shit. I hated you. But that's in my head.
Yeah.
Just
Treat
pour it
that
in the
love.
bath.
But what happened was
Don't.
she had
Look,
written.
it looks like cocaine.
Bad bomb.
My
Okay.
bath bomb's
Now
broke.
everybody listen. I'm gonna share something with y'all. Now Miss Sunshine is I'm going to allow her to experiment on me. So she made me some bath bombs.
Bombs.
Bath bombs. But they blew up already. So I'm gonna try these. I'm gonna let you guys know. But I want you to tell everybody what's in your bath bombs.
In my bath bombs, it's all natural. You just got, some Epsom salt,
Okay.
some citric acid, and essential oils. But yeah,
Smells good. It
yes.
smells really good.
Now I will tell you when you do you use a bath bomb. Women won't tell you this. When you use a bath bomb, number one, it's gonna bubble up. So
Right.
you might want to drop it in there before you get in.
Yeah.
Because my first time,
Before you put it.
So drop the bath bomb in before you actually get in the tub when you're
Right.
taking a bath. Because I didn't know this, and I put the bath bomb in while I was in because I was like, oh, I'm gonna just drop it. No. Number two, once you let the water out, your tub is gonna be slippery as hell.
Absolutely.
So
The
get
oil's
out.
in it. The oil's in it.
Yeah.
Rinse
So
your tub.
Right.
before you try, don't, cause see me, I'm the kind of person where I will let the water out of the tub, and then I try and rinse the tub out to help clean it while I'm in.
Look, I take a
and it be
shower after
slippery.
I take a bath
Right.
because I've been soaking in tub water.
Right. Well, I take a shower before.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
you do
either
that
way, either or. However, that
Most
tub is
confused.
very slippery.
Most confused.
The tub is very
Most
slippery.
confused. Most say soap and water and I'm out.
Yeah.
I soaks in my bathtub every morning.
Yeah. Well,
I don't take some shower.
I take a.
See, I have to.
Well,
I
you
have
guys,
to wash
you guys
that
soak and soap.
I
dirty water
rinsed,
off me.
yeah, I rinse the day off first before I take a bath.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to soak in peace. And one of the things I noticed is that,
The residual?
Yeah, and I don't like that.
And
I'm
let
kind
me
of
let
finicky
me-
about
I'm
that.
glad we're talking about this because actually I thought about this as being a segment to the show. How long we got on break left? A few seconds?
Just a few minutes.
So my thing is like,
Hygiene.
fellas, listen to me when I say this.
Look, I got some
We,
shade.
Montana got stand by, but I'm gonna go into this and that's fine. Who's on? It's on Mo?
It's on Mo.
Okay.
Whole question two.
Paul, question two, we can do that first. But I'm gonna say this, but because people can just come on in and listen to us, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not appreciating the fact that we got all these women laying with these nasty ass men. What is wrong with you people? Listen, let me tell you something. Yes, if you are a man and you get up every day and you put on underwear, brand new underwear, and when you pull them off at the end of the day, and if you got leftover in your underwear, you are a dirty man. You, sir, need to get your nasty behind in the bathtub. You need to soak. You need to make sure you get you some wipes, whatever you
You need
to
a
do.
bidet. You need a bidet.
Something to clean
Google it if you
between,
don't know.
especially for our guys that have, got a tush back there.
They
whatever
got
the case is.
bidet attachments. You can attach and
Look, if
make
you-
your own.
If you got a commode,
Hold up.
we
back.
live.
We live.
If you got a
I don't
commode,
know what he's talking about.
if you got a commode, you need to be able to use some wipes and wipe yourself because it's ridiculous.
Yes, they
A
have
person
flushable
should-
wipes, y'all. Flushable wipes. They
Fellas,
even got
clean
what they
yourself.
call them? Dude wipes. They got some dude wipes out
They
there.
do make dude wipes.
But
They
now,
ain't
if you
Walmart.
live in the country like I do and you have a septic tank, be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, they do make wipes for septic tanks. You just have to read on there.
I know, but still.
But for those on the After Party Live on the app, y'all gotta catch the behind the scenes because we came back in the middle of our behind the scene
We
conversations
really did.
like we always have. So if you're kind of wondering what we're talking about, be sure to check out our Facebook page and you'll be able to catch all the behind the scenes from the show and stuff you don't get to hear on the radio.
Don't feel like you're left out. Cause see, we could be sitting right here, and I never know what they're talking about. So getting back to this, cause I don't know why you started with the doo-doo thing. Okay, so
Poll question.
our
Poll
poll
question.
I'm just saying.
Can a relationship go back to the way it was after one significant other cheats?
So
60%
60%.
said hell no, no trust. 40% said yes with time. We had 58 people to vote. We had 5 comments and we had 15 shares.
What the comments say? Let's see what some of the comments say.
Some of the comments. So from Damon Mays, it will never be the same. It's never not the trust either. It's the after effects of betrayal, and betrayal can lead to the
War of the Roses.
War of the Roses.
Wow. War of the Roses.
So we actually have a couple on here that says yes, it can. We are the example of that. Then I posted, not sure if it can, but it doesn't mean that it can't be better. So sometimes.
And okay, so
I see both sides.
Yeah,
we
I see
all
both
know
sides.
my take on
Yes,
this.
we know your take.
If you are married and someone cheats, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna remain married. You know why? Because we're gonna toughen this thing out. And if we're married and someone cheats and you have a child, then what we're gonna have to do is still remain together and toughen it out.
Because you're gonna be on that first pew at the funeral.
You
Right?
better ask John Singleton. He got 7 children.
Oh, rest in peace.
We ain't
Which
got there
baby-
yet,
and
Mo.
which
We ain't
baby
got
mama
there
gonna
yet,
be
Mo.
on the front
Mo,
row?
we ain't got there yet,
Not
Mo.
up.
Oh, this is Mo's segment. I'm sorry.
Oh, is it really?
This is, yes. Let me
Okay.
zip it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who is going to be on the front row?
But let me
It's all
say
about
this.
what?
Can I just say this? Rick?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know why I'm
What's he laughing about?
I don't know why I'm about to do this myself. I actually agree with Mo.
Whoa.
I actually agree with Mo because let me tell you something. But this is my spin on it. If okay, the question says, can things go back to the way they were? I my personal opinion, I'm gonna say no. Let me tell you why. Once you break a bone, it heals back, but it heals differently.
Right.
Okay? So
Absolutely.
even though you hurt yourself, it doesn't mean that the bone's not going to be functional, but it will lose some kind of strength, or it may impact you later on in life.
Every time it gets cold, you're going to get an ache.
Right, something happens, you know, with that bone. With that being said, is in relationships, if you cheat on me, I'm not going to leave you. No, we're going to tough it out. But what's going to happen is that I'm going to operate in a relationship differently. Now, some people can't think like that. Some people say, look, you cheat, I'm gone, I'm out. You know, I can't deal with that. Me, no. I say, you know, if you're going to cheat, that's fine. But I'm going to do my thing too. But we're going to stay together, make these bills work. We got any children, we're going to make that work too. Because my thing is that if you, ain't nobody going to come from the outside and interrupt what I got going on. Because my thing is if my bills is flowing the way they need to flow, if we doing okay or whatever the case it is, and if you want to do your thing, go do your thing. If you want to make it work, okay, we can try our best to make it work. But it just so happened if it don't work that way, and if it just really become intolerable, that'll be the only way I'm going to get out of there. Because my thing is I'm not going to put my emotions before my bills and before the shit that I got going on at the crib. You know, because let me tell you something, love can't buy you shit.
What's love got to do with it? Ain't that what she said? But
You can't buy your shit.
Let me tell you why a person cheats. A person does not cheat because of the other individual. A person does not cheat because of the partner. A person cheats because of what they have lacking in them. And they're trying to fill the void. So when you are in the partnership and the person cheats supposedly on you, they're not cheating on you. They're cheating on them. They got to get their stuff together.
Right.
So you don't take it as an affront. You know what I take it as? I was like, you need to figure that out. I mean, I know who I am. I am so freaking perfect that is not real. I have so many more flaws than I have good parts about me. But the 3 good parts about me are always going to overshadow the flaws. Like time management. I can't get no place on time.
Yeah, we know that every
day.
But you know what? We know.
I can't get no place on time. I can't. But once I'm there, I'm good.
Yeah.
I cannot. And every job, no, they be like, "What time? You know what time it is? It's my time. It's the time I come in."
It's the most show.
No, but when you ask for something, you get it and then some. Everybody's got a problem, and then what I want you to understand is that it's not your fault that they cheated. It's not that you're not good enough in bed. It's not that you're not pretty enough. It's not that you're not smart enough or rich enough. It's their problems, and that's why you need to meet their people. Once you meet their people, their mama, their daddies, their cousins, then you'll see what the problem is, and then that's when you decide to marry. That's what the problem is. Y'all don't do enough research. Y'all do more research about damn Janet Jackson and she gonna be in Vegas than y'all do about the people y'all sleeping with and gonna have sexual intercourse with.
Don't do my Janet. You know that's my girl, Mom.
So
she ain't got no tickets left, baby.
I know she ain't got no tickets
None.
left.
So
None.
with that being
But
said,
yeah, let's continue with that.
with that being said,
Because I want to hear what Miss Sunshine has a point as well. I want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah.
I want to hear what she has
okay,
to
ladies
say.
first. Go ahead, Miss Sunshine.
Look, what's my point? I feel, you know, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Which one? Oh, look, I don't even know. Look, sound like George Bush right now.
Yeah. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah.
So you're not gonna fool me a 3rd time. And if you do, there's probably a reason. Just me being stupid. But it's like, at some point in time, I feel like you have to take your self-love, your sanity over the relationship.
True.
At some point in time, you have to go, you know what? Enough is enough. You obviously don't give up about what's going on here. I need to take care of me and mine.
And see, this
and money isn't always the end game.
True. Here's the thing to me that's important is that, like Mo said, you have to understand that there's a flaw with the person. And if you're in a relationship, you have to dig into that flaw, especially if you're married. However, on Sunshine's point as well, there comes a point where if you're not trying to fix you, if you're not trying to get better, if you're not trying to make it any better, you know, 2 tears in the bucket, fuck it, I'm gone. Because, like you said, Mo, there is a reason that people cheat, and it's usually due to them. You have to explore that with your partner. and make sure that you provide them the support that they need to fix it. However, at some point in time, you gotta just say fuck it and move on. Now, if they can't get it right, that don't mean you get a divorce and you let that insurance policy lapse.
Hello.
You know, that don't mean you keep that life insurance policy on.
You damn right.
It don't mean that they don't change their will. Hey, that's their problem.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something. Because if you decide you're gonna go cheat, and if you decide you're gonna leave at the same time because you wanted to leave, that's okay. Because you can go on and go. But understand and know that whoever you with, they can be with you. But I got the assurance. Oh, I'm gonna have that assurance. As Grant said, I'm gonna have that assurance to be assured. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What's next, Mo? What we got? We got a lot to talk about.
So we're going to talk about.
Okay, yeah. I did that on purpose. That's why I said. Because I gotta find it. I gotta find it.
So Lonnie Love says her white boyfriend.
Who is Lonnie Love?
Lonnie Love.
Is she an actress or what?
Come on,
Lonnie Love is a comedian.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Come on, Mo. Here you go.
So you should be able to give us more insight about Lonnie Love since she is a PV alum.
Well,
there you go, Mo. It's right there.
Let me see what this PV alum said.
There you go.
Lonnie Love, my white boyfriend doesn't have white privilege. Well, what is this? She said, white privilege is a series of advantages that all white people have over non-whites, often referred to as an invisible package of unearned assets. That's what MTO News says. Lonnie believes that her man, although he's white, doesn't benefit at all from it. She made the comments in a recent interview. Here's what Hello Beautiful is saying. After stressing she never looked at his color and instead focused on their compatibility over everything else, Love touched on the concept of privilege. She claims that Welch isn't, in her opinion, a person to whom the term white privilege applies. I think a lot of people, when they look at white, they think they have privilege, she said, but he struggled coming up just like I did. He didn't have a lot of money, and he had family issues and things like that, so we kind of relate to that as well. White privilege denotes both obvious and less obvious passive advantages that white people may not recognize they have, which distinguishes it from one bias or prejudice. All right, here we go. So this is how this works. Yes. Is there white privilege? Yes. Does she understand that there's white privilege? I'm hoping she does.
I'm sure she does.
But what she doesn't get is that if I took a homeless man off the street who was white and washed him up, cleaned him up, gave him a haircut and everything, and placed him next to a black man, and they both had a job interview, I'm not saying that the white man would get it, but I am saying he would at least be looked at differently.
Well, we definitely
so that's the privilege.
We definitely have, who was it?
Yeah.
Look, all of a sudden my brain.
Oh, you don't need it.
Jesus, my
That's the next topic.
Yeah, I got you, baby.
You got it. Okay. You read it. All right.
So I understood what she was writing about, what she was trying to say, but I understand that that's not really white privilege. Her understanding of white privilege is too personalized. See, she's too close to it. It's just like you, Miss Sunshine, talking about biracial. You're close to it, so you understand it differently than someone on the outside like me.
Okay.
And when we talk about colorism, see, it's a whole spectrum. And I don't think Lonnie gets it. I don't think she understands white privilege. And I would like to speak with her man to see what he understands white privilege to be.
I mean, well, my thing is, if he didn't have white privilege when he was poor, he damn sure got it now.
You know what I think too? I think she can't speak on white privilege. You know why? Because she's not white. And I think that's why I'm saying it would be better for him to speak on it than her.
Like you just said that you can't. I'm confused.
What? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I get why he's just confused. I'm gonna let him explain his own.
I'm confused. So, if I heard you correctly, you have to be close to it to understand. So she can't speak on it because she's not experienced it. But white privilege is not something that I think when you're in it, when it comes to white privilege, you don't see it necessarily. Somebody else has to call it out because it's you're so used to it.
That's a good point.
You're so used to it. Just like you talk about the coloreds versus black people.
Mm-hmm.
When you grow up in the hood, you don't take some things as being quote unquote hood culture because that's what everybody around you doing. It seems normal. You have to step outside your comfort zone and be exposed to other things to actually be able to see, oh, you know what? That may not be the best thing to do.
I see.
Gotcha.
That may
That's
not be
good.
the best thing to do. Because this is why you said, even you admitted, it's good to expose your children to different things. Send them to summer camp. Get your passport. Travel. If you're in DFW, if you're in major cities like DFW and Houston, get outside of 635. Get outside of 610. Get outside of 820 if you're in Fort Worth. You have to be able to expose yourself to different things because sometimes the world we live in becomes such a bubble that we do not understand anything different.
Anything outside that bubble.
Wow.
You don't understand anything
No, that's
outside
true.
that bubble.
And in Hollywood and LA, they have the worst kind of bubble.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand right from wrong, and they don't understand the consequences, and they don't understand rich and poor. Like
I think they do. They just don't care.
Yeah.
I don't think they get it. I don't think see, because the people in Hollywood who work there is so weird. They make millions of dollars, right? But when they go in restaurants and when they go shopping, they don't have to pay for stuff. That's why Winona was so shocked when she took it and she's like, shoplifting, people give me stuff for free every time. They don't pay for anything, not the clothes on the back. When they go to restaurants, I try to put that, I put that mother $4. And then they be like, no, it's already paid for. I'm like, who the hell paid for it? Because we're sitting here. Because they're photographing us here. Then that's paying for the meal. I was like, well, hell, I could sit down here all the time and eat.
Right.
And
They don't pay for nothing.
And
So
this
they have a weird concept. I don't understand.
And this is why it's so good. And the good and the bad about being in a situation like that is sometimes for stuff to hit you, it has to be put in your face and you have to be exposed to it.
Well, that's when I come in with my
Right.
the way I speak.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
And when you put it in
Absolutely.
their face, because what happens is, I'm trying to figure out. You know that the what is it called? UNSF with the helping kids and sending 35 cents a day and all this. That program has been around for years and years and years. We always see the little same black kid that's malnourished with the flies flying around him and all that.
All in his nose.
Right.
That's where them kids be looking.
Yeah. But
They do.
That's after they get the money.
After they get the money, they be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
however,
wait a minute, they give you a school smile.
Yeah. And then but take this thought. Akon by himself doing it, spearheading it by himself, has given 6 million people in Africa electricity. By himself.
Mm-hmm.
So what are these other programs doing with all that money that you see?
They make an
You know what they're
advertisement.
doing?
Non-profit organization
You know
like
what
the
they doing
NFL,
with
they're
it?
just taking it
Mhm.
for what it's worth.
So
Some countries,
some
Mom.
countries. So sometimes the best way, if something hits you and exposes you, it's great to write a check. It's great to say, hey, I'm gonna donate X amount of money.
But sometimes you just gotta do it yourself.
Sometimes you have to do it yourself. You gotta put your feet on the
Cut
ground.
out
and
the
get in-
middleman.
You gotta get in the mix yourself.
Pay for other people.
Pay for other people.
Because everything that we've talked about, from the drastic changes, even in food stamp changes, when we talked about that earlier, it's paper over people because you already know that you're trying to get them minimized to the box anyway. Y'all better watch. You need to go vote because they're gonna have y'all eating our boxes. After a little bit, and then talking about Dallas County and voting, that's really, really important. If we don't want the laws in this state, in this country, to be as screwed up as they are, we have to either be a constituent of the law or you can be a voter for the law. You have to do something, to be able to say, okay, you know what, it's always gonna be paper over people. Let's just say that for a fact. Green is the most important color in this country. It's not green and red because it's about green, but it should be about the blood that's been shed for all of us, for us to have these privileges that we do have. And so it's paper over people.
And we need to realize that, you know, just because something doesn't affect us doesn't mean that the ripple effect will not hit you.
Right, absolutely.
So don't
Absolutely.
sit there and go, oh well, that doesn't pertain to me. So that, you know, that's their issue. No, everything should be your issue, because eventually it will trickle down and it will catch you.
Yep.
And it may
Absolutely.
catch you like a tsunami.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
What's next?
Mo, we're
Okay.
gonna talk about John Singleton will or not.
Okay, so John Singleton is an American director who's made famous for Boys in the Hood, right?
What's in the hood?
Boys in the Hood,
Boys in the
Poetic
Hood.
Justice,
Too
Jason
Fast, Too
Cleary.
Furious.
Too
Yes.
Fast, Too Furious. He was an amazing director. Did he receive an Academy Award?
Yeah,
Or
I
he,
believe for Boys in the Hood, he was recognized.
okay, so he may have been nominated.
I just
Sorry,
asked
I'll
you
get
did
to
you
that.
need the article? You said
No, that part doesn't matter. So he had 7 children. Thought he had 5. He had 7 children. He was married once. And this is a good little segue. He was married to one of the actresses in Color Purple,
Right.
who was Celi's sister who went to Africa. Remember the young lady who went to Africa? Well, she's of African royalty anyway.
Okay.
So he married her. They had a child and had to get the child support reduced to only $14,000 a month. Had to go to the court because he wasn't making a lot of money.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the only one who he married. Now, according to California law, if you're not married currently and you have children and you have no will, then what happens is the money is divided by the remaining children. So it's 7 children, $35 million. So the oldest child, who he didn't marry the mother, and they had a strained relationship, was trying to say that the grandmother, who was his business manager, was keeping the will. She's
Okay.
she's not keeping the will. She's trying to keep it out of probate, so you don't have to pay all those attorney fees. She's being a good business manager and a good mother. What first she's trying to do, because his oldest daughter is trying to look at the will, she's trying to bury her son. And what most people don't understand is that she's trying to bury his son, and she was trying to lock down a deal while he was still in the hospital, trying to keep him alive long enough to lock down this other deal. So his $35 million would then go to $100 million. Couldn't do it because the daughter and the daddy, his biological father, strange father, was trying to get in the hospital room, do this, trying to change him to go to another hospital and all that stuff. I mean, the crux of the matter is he has a will, the mother has it, they don't want to go through probate, they want to first at least bury him. And in order to bury him, they need the money from the accounts. So that's why she was trying to liquidate and get some money out the accounts, so she could get the casket, so she could get the venue, so people wouldn't snap pictures. Because now they got to get a whole new security team, so people won't snap pictures of him being in the casket, like they did Whitney, like they did Aretha, and because what people like to do is not necessarily snap the pictures of you while you're in the casket. They want to snap your pictures while you're naked. And that because there are people who want to see that.
Understand.
Just like Kennedy, just like there's a man who's now selling parts of the car that Kennedy had. His blood, it was blood-soaked Kennedy blood.
Yeah.
So it's called blood paraphernalia, and they're trying to sell that.
That's
Christmas
that
has
Bonnie
that
and
auction.
Clyde stuff. I don't understand that. I don't
People-
Well, it's
understand
because I
So
mean, people over paper.
So we're
I mean,
okay.
Paper over people.
Paper over people.
Paper over people.
There was an estranged. I mean, now look, he had 7 kids. Did he like all 7? I don't know. I wasn't there. Did he have a strained relationship? It looks like by some of the things that the children are saying, yes, for the one who graduated from USC just like he did. His last year, his father did not pay for his schooling. He had to do a GoFundMe account.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's going to be a lot to come. It's sad that the saddest part about this is that he came from Costa Rica, got off the plane, noticed he wasn't feeling right, checked himself into Cedars-Sinai, and then had a stroke while he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
That part right there, I just can't get.
But you know what? Because I want to say this, you know, and that just goes to show, you know, and I'm not saying
51 years old.
He's 51 years old, and not to say that this is the norm for everybody,
Right.
but guys, if you're not feeling your best, you know, there is a such thing as, you know, you kind of knowing that you're not feeling good. But if you know that you're not feeling your best, if you know that something's thrown off or whatever the case is, please go to the doctor. Please take your time out to try to find out what's going on. You know, I know she's gonna be mad at this, you know, but my sister hit herself in the head moving some things this past weekend in Mississippi, and I really urged her to go to the doctor because, you know, first of all, you don't want to knock nothing loose that's probably already loose anyway. I love you, sis. But at the same time, you know, you always want to make sure that if something happens, you want to make sure that they check you out. Right. Just unfortunate little girl, you know, in Houston. Even though she was in a middle school fight, that baby had a tumor in the back of her head. And if she wouldn't have had the fight, they wouldn't have known that she had the tumor. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it's hard, you know, already in life, dealing with the stresses of life, running businesses, going to work, and, you know, and then your kids being sick. But then it's another piece of stress when you sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
so
and I'll just add this before we go to break.
Is it break time? Okay.
Yeah, it's break time. We're going to get ready to end the show, but
one of the things after we end if you want to.
No, we're gonna stay on time.
Okay.
The thing is, think about Bushwick Bill. He just got recently diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Ghetto boys.
Yeah.
No, are you serious?
Yeah. So the thing was, him and his daughter they were going to do an animal rescue event. And she was like, "Daddy, you just threw up, like you just drank a bottle of water and then you threw it all up. Something wrong with you. We're going to the doctor. We're not finna." He was so involved in his daughter's life, both of his daughters. He's so involved in their lives that he's like, "Nah, baby, I gotta do this." He was neglecting himself. But they were like, "No, stop. We taking you to the doctor." This was in December. He just found out, like, he's been in the hospital since March. So he just got released and he's undergoing his 3rd round of chemo. But make sure you guys don't be afraid to go to the doctor.
Don't be afraid to go to the doctor.
So with that being said, we're gonna go into our last break of the show.
Last break.
Nothing Even Matters. Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, we're gonna come back and then we're gonna close out the show.
What tune
All right.
was that? Did you just start singing that song?
Yeah.
Come on, let's sing. Like Whitney Houston songs, like I sing it. Come on, let's go. No.
You wait till it come on first? Hey guys, make sure on today at 3 o'clock, we want to see you today at the Brick House Lounge in Arlington, Texas. 2525 East Arkansas Lane, Arlington, Texas, 76010. I believe that's the zip code. It's the After Party Live. We're going to be talking about Trapped in the Closet. And so we're going to be discussing different things, man. It's
Anthony Brown talking about it's hard out here for a pimp.
It is hard out here for a pimp, Anthony. It is. And you know what? We were supposed to be but you know, you don't up and move to DC. So are you still doing your podcast? You know, we were supposed to talk. You know, the thing is that I'm gonna tell you, you know, we're gonna be talking about Trapped in the Closet, and so my segment is gonna be talking about hating on my glow up.
Oh, hating on my glow up.
My glow up.
Okay.
Now you know, that's Montana's idea, you know. And she even sent me the dictionary of glow up in the Urban Dictionary. She sent me the definition of it. And I'm going to read it for the people on tonight. I'm going to read that.
Are you okay?
Goldfish.
I'm worried about Montana.
She got some major working on today. She ain't got time for you.
Yeah, she got things going.
Oh, that's what it is? You ain't worried about me, Montana?
I'm not worried about you.
And so just make sure that you guys come out and see us on today.
You don't look the same today. You look like something, I don't know. You look a little off.
I'm trying to get a couple of snacks.
Who was this girl right here? Who's singing?
I'm talking about the Welches.
Is Lauryn Hill still not coming on town to her concert?
Look, there's crackers in there.
Okay, goldfish baked with whole grain pretzels. This the same thing?
Look, it's just pretzels. No, this actually, look.
I'll
Look,
take
you know
anybody's
what?
food I eat. Huh?
Q, you getting old. Look, for everybody out there, you know you getting old when you start reading like this. And you got your glasses on.
Hold up.
Yeah, you holding it back like, let me read this.
Let me tell you why. Because these glasses, like my other glasses, they can transition. They can transition between the two. You know, with my but these.
What do you mean transition?
Like I could read up close. And
Oh, you got bifocals.
Who calling him? What the hell?
You got a phone call? No. I was trying to figure out what those are. So make sure you guys come out and see us. You get a chance to meet me. You get a chance to meet the crew.
Who we got on the air today? Good
Is somebody on the
morning.
phone? Interrupting my
We got a
break.
call.
Yeah, what's up? This is your boy Q with the MTG crew. Who's on the line?
Hello.
Hello.
Caller number 1.
Yeah, who's speaking?
This is Martin. I had a couple questions. We were talking about, y'all were talking about voting and getting out and voting. And you said that we need to participate in that. I was just wondering, were y'all putting together an agenda or something as far as we're voting? Because I just do think that we really just throw our vote away most of the time. And I know that it is kind of negative in a sense when you talk to the older generation, because they feel like that, they tell you that, we fought and everything for our votes and everything like that, but I just see us giving our votes to the Democrats and we don't really get anything from it, at all, realistically.
Let me say this.
To do whatever it is that they want to do, regardless. And, whereas other demographics are allowed to push agendas, and I just don't see that from us, and we just constantly vote Democrat. What do you all think about that?
Well, I'm a strong believer in not voting for a party, but people need to educate themselves, and let me emphasize that, educate themselves on the candidates.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we get lazy and we let other people tell us about the candidates, but we don't do the research ourselves and make our own decisions, because ultimately we need to do what's best for ourselves and the community. Now, that being said, if you feel like you've wasted your vote, then why did you even go to the polls? We can't feel that we are wasting our votes, even though the majority is going to win, or in the bigger elections, we have the flawed electoral college vote system.
I think you're kind of taking that too far. Let me interject. The thing is that I believe, when it comes to... Yeah, yes sir, go ahead. No, we listening, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, in particular, that is what I tell everyone, that I would only, when I go to the polls, if I don't know you, I don't vote in those elections. If I don't know, and I personally believe Republican or Democrat, 95% of people in this country could not go to their poll. If they took the D and the R off of the poll, 95% of the people could not complete their ballot with any type of thought process of what the people stand for. Only thing people see is the R and the D.
And Martin,
I don't know anything about any agenda or anything at all.
Martin, I can agree with you on
the
that.
Entire country is like that. We are the only people trying to break away from it. Everyone else thinks that is okay.
All right, Martin,
just go up there and just mark an R or a D.
Okay, Martin, I can agree with you on that. However, let me throw something out there for you to chew on real quick. When you talk about Democrats and Republicans, Granted, a lot of people don't do the research. However, most people are walking around with a computer in their back pocket. Yes or no? And when you're walking around with a computer in your back pocket, you choose not to be informed. I myself do not consider myself a Democrat or a Republican. What I do find out and what I do look at is how people relate to me and the issues that impact me. When you look at the fact that a lot of Republicans, before Trump was elected, they didn't want to have anything to do with him. Those same people now are quiet. When I look at somebody that backs somebody like Trump or somebody like a Bush, because when it comes to those two people, they had a lot of personal impact on me. So if you riding with them, you riding against me.
A documentary that I recommend is new to Netflix. It's called Knock Down the House, and it follows the women that recently joined the grass movement's campaigns after Trump was elected. In particular, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's interesting. It's very interesting when it comes to our systems and how they work or do not work.
And just let me say this as well, for you as well, Martin. Thank you so much for calling. We sure appreciate that. And we're not trying to push you off, but our show is coming to an end, actually. And so, but I want to say this before we hang up. Definitely do your research, you know, as it relates to the candidates, and I agree with Hendricks, you know, as far as whoever, you know, you're actually rocking with and voting for. But also as a voter, we have to be a responsible voter. We need to know who our congressmen are. We need to know who our mayors are. We need to know who our fire chiefs, our police chiefs are. We need to know the dynamics of what actually makes this train move. And so the thing is that we should be able to mobilize, but we can't mobilize if we're ignorant, you know. And so I believe that, you know, when it comes to the elections for mayor and all this good stuff, county judges and district judges, you know, it's very, very important that we understand the way that our inner workings are working, or how they're working, based on where we live in, based on our own family dynamics. And so if we say, okay, well, because I can't say, I'm going to be honest with you. I understand where you come from, where you said wasting your vote, because a lot of us honestly wouldn't have picked Hillary Clinton. I mean, come on, right. we be honest with that. But at the same time, whatever the majority says, in order for whatever that other person, like when Hillary and Donald was running, we knew darn well we didn't want Donald Trump in there, but we had to take the lesser of two evils. And so we have to put our attention into what the majority of the country wants at that moment. Can we try to fight for our own individuality and what we're trying to say? Absolutely. But the only way that that's going to happen is if we mobilize our communities and then respect each other's ideas and our differences. So that way the D versus the R, you know, won't come to so big of a play if you kind of know what you're looking for in a person.
Absolutely.
You know, and so I just wanted to kind of encourage you on that, man. You know, thank you so much for calling. We actually about to run over our time, but thank you so much for calling. Listen, call us back sometime next week, and we'd be more than happy to speak with you again. All right, thanks, man. We appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Okay, so y'all, what time is it?
We got 3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes.
So real quick, catch us live later on at the After Party Live, 2525 East Arkansas Lane. That's in Arlington, Texas. We'll be there at 3 p.m. for Trapped in the Closet.
I got one thing I want to say before we go. So we're going to give some positive motivation, all right?
Positive motivation.
Yes, positive motivation. Our lives are not determined by what happens to us, but how we react to what happens. It's not what life brings us, but the attitude we bring to life. A positive attitude causes a chain reaction of positive thoughts, events, and outcomes. It is a catalyst, a spark that creates extraordinary results.
That sounds good. I like that. Check this out. You know, like I said, you know, make sure you catch us on next week. We'll be right here on the After Party Radio. And we, again, our calling number 214-717-4827. Thank you again, Martin, for giving us a call on today. Y'all got any quick words real quick? We got about 2 minutes.
Look, picking the lesser of two evils, you still pick an evil.
Mm.
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh, and even beautiful flowers have thorns.
Even beautiful flowers have thorns.
My cactus flower.
She picked a cactus flower and
Stuck
then
myself
had
so
the
many times.
audacity to stick herself and say, ouch. Like she didn't know it was thorns on the damn flower. Mo, you got some? You over there looking educational.
All people are good people.
All people are good people.
Because even good people do bad things.
Mm.
Bridge, you got anything, man? Because this one is doing bad things.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give the people something to think about.
Oh, that's right. You just did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you one more though. I'm gonna give you one more since you came back to me. I'm just let your mind marinate on this. If God is all knowing, can He be all good? And if God is all good, can He be all knowing?
That's
Can't
good.
have good without bad.
Well, people don't think that God has a bad side.
Well,
God has an evil side.
the
We
wrath
don't think
of
he does.
God.
Hello? He's a jealous God.
Yeah, well, and it's just something for somebody to marinate. Just some, put a little snippet in your ear for you to marinate on. That's all.
I got one thing real quick, and we're gonna go in a second.
We still good. Go ahead.
I got one thing for you.
Y'all be watching. Okay, go ahead.
Lord have mercy, she took off her head.
Come on.
Come on. You got 30 seconds.
Bullshit is bullshit. No matter how much perfume you spray on it, it all still stinks.
And that is our show this week.
And we'll catch you
We're going
next
to catch
week.
you up. Smart Water. We're going to end the show with Lyrica Anderson. Smart Water.
Smart Water. We'll see y'all next time. Share, like, and all that good stuff. Peace out.
Marketable radio show? Contact us today.
I want Dennis to call us back.
531.
Martin. I call him in.
You just call him Dennis.
You tell him right there on Facebook.
That's a shame.
Martin, I
That's a
want you to
shame.
call us back.
So, Martin, make sure you call us back. We're going to talk to you.
We want to talk. Because I like that dialogue. Because he has some good points.
Actually, maybe we should bring him on the show.
That's fine with me if he's here in Dallas. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, we're heading up, getting ready to head to Arlington real quick. Let me see here. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. We don't want to go, but listen, we're going to go live a little bit later at the After Party Live. So I want you guys to check us out when we get over there then. Again, thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
But these